Another day, another Megatron. Another day, another masterpiece. What about putting both of them together for this? It is the movie Masrterpiece Megatron, and this line has been pretty hit or miss with me. I like Barricade. I thought he was a true masterpiece. Then we had Ironhide and had Volkswagen Bug Bumblebee. They were pretty bad. How's Megatron gonna fare? Well, we're gonna find out in the latest GotBot True review. Hey one, hey all, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, man, please like, comment, share, of course subscribe, and while you're at it, hit the notification bell, baby. It helps me out a ton. It lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, the Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all my social media links, all of that in the description down below. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we offer to you through Teespring, or of course hit the join button right here on YouTube to become a channel member. And this is the movie Masrterpiece Megatron. This came to us by our buddy Maximal10, who likes to give me challenging things to review. I expected this to be pretty brutal. I wasn't sure what I would think because it kind of looks like a hodgepodge here. In fact, the design kind of looks like a hodgepodge, and movie Masrterpiece has really been a hit or miss thing for me. How good is this guy? Well, we're about to find out when we head over to the table and take a closer look at him. And yes, indeed, thanks to our buddy Maximal10, we're looking at the MPM-8 movie Masrterpiece Megatron. From the first Transformers movie in '07. That's what this guy is an homage to. But before we get to him, you know what we're going to do? That's right, packaging first. So we have a nice image of Megatron here in both modes. I like how this thing is like whipping out with the hand over it. I promise you that that piece does not actually work like that, which is a shame. Nice kind of look, mold, whatever you want to call it, for both modes. We have the plain mode over here. On this side we have some art of Megatron himself, and then on the back, as you would expect, we have the product images. Along with this, I like this, it is him holding that blaster out with his two hands in front of him. Cool! And with silver, gray, and bronze, we have his hand blaster. You'll notice that there's a peg that I'm holding onto over here. There's another one that I'm holding onto back here, or you can put it this way where both pegs are there. We'll see the use of those two pegs later. And I'll note this now. You can open this out and come in here. And fold out and bring down, and now we have this huge blaster. This is the one that he holds out in front of him. Then we also have this, and there's a peg back here that can go in the wrist, and the hand can go pegged in up here. This is the softest, rubberiest plastic I think I've ever felt in my life. It feels so thin, I don't believe for a second this is going to last. I don't think the soft rubbery plastic was a good idea here, even though it's all painted silver. This is not effective. And of course, in the beginning there was the cube, which we now know is the Allspark. Was it silver? I thought it was a bronzy brownie color. Maybe it was silver, but this is a little square with tons of molded in detail, as you would expect. And we've got a giant two-sided sheet of instructions. It's nice that they actually explain what to do. It's too bad it's all in Japanese and I can't read it. And so, yes indeed, here we have Megatron in all of his evil glory. What do I really say about this? In terms of looks, I'm going to have to give it a 10. Do I know if in the movie he had all of this red here, or if all of this bronze was here, or if his face was bronze, or all of the bronze down on his knee? Look, the first movie just looked like a mishmash of silver to me. Do I wish that there was more silver paint on top of the gray? Yes, but I also understand why they would have done it this way, maybe for depth, texturing, and detail to break up the look so that it wasn't a sea of silver or a sea of bland gray. in the end, this does look quintessentially like that Megatron to me, so I'm going to give it a 10, but with the caveat that in doing so, I might be missing details of that hodgepodge crazy animation. So it's a loose 10, we'll say, but I'm giving it a 10 because if I was to try to pick out imperfections, I would fail miserably. Then we get to some of his gimmicks, which I guess I'll cover now, because why not? The chest here, it can come down, and the Allspark can actually fit. I like this. Is that the way it goes? Yeah, right there. It fits in his chest like that. And I like that, like, all of this is, you know, it's all red. So, you know, and you can close up his chest, leave the Allspark in there if you're so inclined. Let's say you want him to have his fusion cannon. You can take off a hand, and this can slot in there, basically, to become his fusion cannon. Or you can take that off if you want, and you can slot this piece in and put the hand on the end of it, and then he has like a whip hand thing, but like you can see how loose and flimsy this. I don't, you know, if I pick up his arm, like I guess he could scratch his back. I don't know, like I don't feel like I'll bring it out there. You know, like this doesn't look good. I don't think that soft rubbery plastic was the way to go here. I don't think that's gonna last over time. I don't see it lasting. I'm gonna take, it's so bad. I'm gonna take this, and actually I think I have this one on the wrong side. I might have these hands on the wrong side, to be honest with you. I'm not even sure anymore. Whatever, they're staying there like it now. We'll deal with it later, but they might actually be on the wrong side, to be honest with you. I'm not entirely sure. Now, let's say you have the big blaster, and you want that kind of out front look to you know, to be something that he does, where that big fusion cannon was out in front of him and opened up. Well, now you take out both hands. I can get this one out. There. We take out both hands, and we'll take his hands out in front of him. And this one goes out in front of him as well. And now we'll take the blaster and put it in on that side, and we'll also put it in on this side, though I can't really see it that easily right now. There. In there. Oh, it came out again. There, so if I stand him up, I'm gonna have to reposition this probably. But if I stand him up and I bring this up like this, yeah, I mean there you go, basically. Maybe I need to angle that up a little bit. Bring this up. No, I have it coming out here. The balancing is the thing. I mean, there you go. He has it out in front of him. I know that was a lot of finagling, but I just didn't want to go on one of the wrists for some weird reason. If you don't want to have those accessories just laying around, they do store on him. With the blaster, we have a little peg here and a little peg here, and it basically goes, there's no subtle way to say it, it basically goes on his butt. And then on this piece we have a little peg here and a little peg here, and that basically loops around right there and pegs on so that it looks like this. Not gonna lie, you're probably gonna notice a few cuts like that because this guy's full of like tabs and pegs that are quite small, and I need, for the vantage point I need to get it in, I just need it closer than what it is filming. So yeah, there you go. The blaster's down here going across his backside, basically. Very much like the Earthrise RC or Paradramedic mold, where you know, her blaster plugs in on her butt. Same thing here. This, if you just leave that in there, it's going to bow and it's not going to keep its shape and it's going to stay curved like that forever. So I don't think I would actually do that. I think I would lay it aside. What about the articulation for this behemoth? Well, we have a head that can go left and right. It swivels weird. It looks up and down. It can come off. And there's a, I don't know what you call it. Like there's a clip there and like a hinge piece right here. Now, some people have said that this comes off just for the transformation, not transformation, it comes off so that you don't break it off for articulation, but others have said that it comes off specifically as an homage to his head being disembodied in, I think it was Age of Extinction. So I don't know which is true. I don't care which is true. I do know though that when this comes out, I need to put it back in thusly. The jaw, it opens and closes, which is kind of neat. This crest here on his head moves if you want that to. The arms can go all the way around on a ratchet, out to the side on a ratchet, elbow on a ratchet, bicep swivel. The fingers, they're all articulated, base pin and then a knuckle, base pin and then a knuckle, and then this whole piece is over here. We have a wrist rotation. We have a waist that I figured was going to be highly limited by the backpack, but it's not. Then we can move this out of the way and it gets again on a ratchet all the way out to the side and it holds. The leg can go well back and it holds. A head on a ratchet and it holds. Thigh swivel. Really it's just above the knee. It's built like kind of in the knee. We have for sure 90 degrees at the knee. And forward and back at the ankle. You can lower the ankle down. There is some tilt. Some people have said that there's a ton of tilt. I can't get a ton of tilt. I get more like a wiggle. I'm not going to say that there isn't a ton of tilt. I'm just saying where this belongs to Maximal 10 and it's not mine, I don't want to kind of push the issue. But there is some, so I'll give it to him. The guy fresh in the package needed a couple of things done. For example, this was all the way down. It doesn't stay down, it goes up over. And when it goes up over, there's actually two little pegs there that go into a couple of little tabs up here. These wings were also out on the side and package. There's a tab there that's supposed to hold them together, but it doesn't really hold them together. So bring this up over. It should be able to tab in here. Kinda like that. Honestly, I thought that things were going to knock off each other and hinder the articulation a lot more than what it does. I mean, Ironhide wasn't that great. The Bumblebee, that's a bug, I don't think was that great. The Barricade was, and this guy seems to be, like you can see, like the backpack looks egregious, but in hand, it's really not. It's fairly solid, fairly compact, and really doesn't get in the way of anything. Honestly, articulation is solid. He has like die cast in the feet and on that backpack. I'm gonna say it's a 10. I think that you could score some tremendous poses with this guy. So we have a 10, we have a 10. Could he be an actual masterpiece? Possibly. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the transformation here is going to look tricky, but it's actually pretty easy and somewhat brilliant in my estimation. The only thing that's a weakness, I think, with it is that there is a fair amount of soft rubbery plastic. I think that that was a mistake, but what do I know? Otherwise, I think it works really, really well, to be honest with you. So I'm going to show it, but I may do some cuts throughout just to try and save time. If you hear what sounds like bangs, that is hammering. Starscream Wife is actually doing some work in the next room, and it is what it is. We're trying to minimize the sound as much as possible, and if I don't get this recorded today, it won't be recorded. It's as simple as that. My time is super limited with the new job and everything, so we're going to do the best we can. First things first, we bring the arms forward, and the arm forward, and when we do so, we turn so that this section of the arm is on the top. Now, we want to have the arms or the hands turn in the right orientation. There's a little tab right there. That should be on the bottom, and there's, or should that be, or is that the one that should be on top? Maybe that's the one that should be on top. Hold on. Nope, that's the one that should be on top. I'm sorry. There's another little tab on the bottom for when we flip this out. So it's going to come down and sandwich together over those tabs. Over here, same thing. This comes out, and there's a little hole right there on this like hinge. It goes down over a tab right there. When we line it up, and then we bring this out. And then we'll bring this arm up. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, we don't bring that arm up next. Next, we come over here and bring this forward. And we have another little slot in there that goes over a little tab here on the arm. If I can lock that in, that would be great. Like that. And we do the same on the other side. We angle that so that it's like that, and then we bring the arms up over the head. Whew! That was a lot. I'm going to reposition things so that we can work on the upper body here a bit more. Okay, about the only piece of advice that I can really give you other than tabbing in the hands and whatnot is if you had the wrists out, like you had the hands out for some of the other accessories, make sure you have the hands pushed right back in. There is a little click. Make sure they're pushed all the way down, otherwise the hands won't tab in the way they should. Once it's pushed in all the way, they tab in actually quite elegantly. Next, where do I want to begin here? Let's come here to the side, and I should be able to, can I get that out of the way? And can I get this out? Maybe I gotta take the chest off first, and then maybe I can get, yeah, that arm out and down to the side. We just kind of nudge it out from under the shoulder section here, and same over here. We got to kind of get that out of the way, and then we nudge that up and bring that down, and then this whole kind of body cavity opens up. Whew. Okay, obviously I need to readjust things again, and this is going to happen a lot here. I hope that this isn't coming across as cumbersome, because it's really not. All we've really done is kind of put the hands together, tab in like part of the bicep into the shoulder to solidify it, and then untab both sides of the body. That's about it. Then we pull the body back and we take these pieces out. And when we take these pieces out, they can open out all the way, and then this piece comes up and tabs in, and then this piece opens out. But we want to bring this all the way up because it's going to cover his face. We do the same on the other side, and then we can kind of put both of these pieces together. Okay, so we've got the other piece out. This is all now pushed together up over his face. Then this crest, this sort of, we kind of sort of angle this out and it comes down over. It is not the easiest piece to get down because it does tend to want to poke you. And then we should be able to come here to the back. And if I'm lucky and can reach in here, we bring that spike up over as well. Then we can kind of lift the back off here and bring it down and open out a wing and open out a wing. And you can sort of see where things are starting to go here. This whole chest piece comes up and over like this for now, but we're gonna have more that we need to do here. Actually, we're not even gonna bring that up now. I'm gonna leave that down, I'm sorry. We're gonna bring forward the two arm pieces next, and they come in, and they should be able to come together and tab into one another. It's so funny. This is easy to do but hard to show. So the two arms are connected in there. Then this red body piece flips up over and this flips in over. And it all kind of just comes up there and in. Next, we're going to bring the whole kind of section here forward, but it all angles back. And when we angle it back, we should be able to press it down into place. This is the trickiest part. We have a clip right here that's supposed to go down into a slot right there and another little slot back right here. It is tricky to do. It's solid once it's done. Okay, so I got it clipped in and pushed down, and now we open out this wing and we open out this section, and then we bring this section down, And if we turn this guy around, we have a whole section here that was in, that now we have a little piece flipped out. There's a little tab there that goes into a little slot here on the wing. Again, not hard to do, just cumbersome because of the angle here. There, got that one in. And if we come over here, we do the exact same thing. Open out, flip that little bit out, open this piece out. Then we tab that section in. We take this piece and we flip it all the way down into position. We take this piece and we flip it all the way down into position, kind of in behind. They'll just kind of almost glide into place, if you will. And now we need to deal with the lower legs. And you know what? The simplest thing I could tell you for the lower legs is combiner wars them in. That's exactly what you're doing. You're opening the front of the leg, you're collapsing the thigh into it. It's a combiner wars job. See what I mean? We open this out, we combiner wars it in. I wanted to show one done in case trying to do it over here on camera fails miserably, but we open the front shin out, we untab it from the back, we push this all the way down as much as we can. You shouldn't really see any of the circle of the knee. We close up the feet, we bring the knee back up over, and it's combiner wars in. Then the last part, really the last part, other than a bit of tabbing on the top, is we bring this out and it will come down, and there's a little hole here on like the kneecap and a little tab on this piece, and we bring one out on this side as well. If I can find it now on this side. Bring it out to the side and down around the front. They will tab in on the knees. So I'm going to get that done, and then it's just a matter of solidifying the back. Once we turn them around, we bring up this piece and this piece, again soft rubbery plastic. Then we have a hole here and a hole here, rectangular. We bring this piece back, straighten out the wing pieces, and that'll go down a tab over there. And then this little piece here with this little tab tabs into a hole right there. And this little piece with a little tab tabs to a hole right there, and then we are done. This is really now just a matter of me tabbing in 4 tabs. Oh, and a 5th tab, I guess, because this piece here actually goes over a little piece, a little tab, silvery tab up right there. I don't find that's really necessary. Don't find it really goes on that well. And here we are at the end. I did forget one last thing, to angle the toes in. And this is Megatron in his huge, weird Cybertronian plane mode. It looks glorious. I love the like silver fading on the wings into the gray. I don't know if it's supposed to be ice or what, but this looks foreboding. This looks formidable. This looks like Megatron from that movie. 10 for the transformation. On the whole, what we have here is a gigantic Megatron. Here he is next to the Siege, and you know what? This truly is a masterpiece. It looks the part to pretty much perfection. It can articulate in so many ways that I cannot yet find a pose that I've wanted to do that I can't do. And he stands in all of them because of those huge, chunky, solid feet. And the transformation, while there's a lot of tabs and even some soft, rubbery plastic, honestly, lining things up, not frustrating. I don't find the tabs pop, which often happens with soft, rubbery plastic. It still feels robust enough that it holds just fine. The tolerances on this copy are tremendous. Excellent articulation, excellent look, excellent transformation. If you want to call yourself a masterpiece, then you better be perfect. And here we are, and here he is. This big behemoth is really impressive, honestly, really impressive. The articulation is pretty fantastic. I thought that things were going to be more cumbersome and bang into each other more than they do, especially with the backpack, but the backpack looks more egregious than it actually is in hand, and it really doesn't block anything. Pretty free range, some excellent, excellent poses. Because of his huge size, he really does have dynamic stature, which I like. Why the head can come off, I'm not sure. I've heard that it is kind of an Easter egg homage to his head being like disembodied, I think in Age of Extinction, was it? Was that when his head was off when they were using it and he became Galvatron and whatnot? So I've heard that. I don't know how much truth is to it. So the articulation, great. The look of the guy, I gotta be honest. I felt like the 07 version was nothing but silver. So the gray here, I wish it was silver, but you know what? I get it. Gray's fine. There's silver highlights here, and maybe it's meant to kind of break up just a sea of silver or just a sea of gray by having both of it. The gold and red highlights, I'll give it to him. I'm giving him a 10 for look because it's obviously Megatron. Am I invested enough in the look of him from the 07 movie to really scrutinize the detail to say, oh, he doesn't have red up right here, or he does, or to say like, oh, the hinge of his thumb isn't supposed to be this bronzy brownie color. I don't know, maybe it was, honestly. So I'm giving him benefit of the doubt for the look because come on, it's pretty quintessentially Megatron. Let's be realistic here, and it does look glorious, and it does have presence. Then we get to the transformation. Man, I thought that was going to be a absolute mess. And granted, while there are certain cuts and whatnot that were made during the transformation just because I had to get certain tabs and stuff in it, it was just easier to get them in and then show you guys rather than you guys watching me try and put a tab into a slot. Honestly, it's not nearly as bad as I thought. It's actually kind of elegant once you do it a couple of times. It doesn't take an hour to do either. Like, it's not bad. Honestly, I really enjoyed it. I think that the resulting robot mode is worth the effort. I think the resulting plane mode is worth the effort. Color me impressed. A movie masterpiece that's actually a masterpiece. Who knew? Let me know what you think about MPM Megatron. I appreciate you guys coming by and giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we offer to you through Teespring, or of course hit the join button right here on YouTube to become a channel member. While you're at it, hit the subscribe button, stick around, have some fun with us here on the channel. Don't forget that somehow, some way, each and every single day, you do make a difference. By the way, I still don't like that long thing that comes out of his wrist that we could put the hand on. I don't like how that was made. Anyway, I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit. Either in the live streams on Thursday nights, at the stop motion premieres, or the old-fashioned way, baby, right here inside the videos.